So let's take a closer look at the description and what they did and what they were able to accomplish, this small group of people.
र हामी यो विस्तृत रूपमा हेरौँ उनीहरूले के चाहिँ कार्यहरू गरे र के चाहिँ पुरा गर्न सके भन्ने कुराहरूमा हेर्छौँ हामी।
So first we read the description of them. The first thing mentioned is that they were mighty and experienced warriors.
र हामी यहाँ पहिलोचोटि उनीहरूको विशेषता के देख्छौँ उनीहरू एकदमै शक्तिशाली थिए र एकदमै लडाकु थिए भन्ने देख्छौँ।
And what I want to do today is make an application for us. What do these mean for us when we read this?
यो पढ्दाखेरि हामीलाई चाहिँ के लागु हुन्छ भन्ने कुराको म जोड दिन्छु र अहिलेको दिनहरूमा हामी कस्तो कुरा गर्न सक्छौँ भन्ने विषयमा हेर्छु।
So when you read mighty, you think of maybe somebody that has very big muscles, they're very developed.
र शक्तिशाली भन्नाको हामी चाहिँ यो सोच्छौँ कि एकदमै धेरै मांसपेशीहरू भएको धेरै बलवान सोच्छौँ।
They're very strong. You don't want to get into a fight with them. They would cause you much harm.
र एकदमै यस्तो होइन उनीहरूसँग लड्न नसक्ने अवस्था उनीहरूसँग नगर्ने लडाइँ किन गर्नु भन्ने सोच्न सक्छौँ।
And it not says just mighty, it says they're experienced. So they've had experience previously in battle. They're experienced warriors.
र उनीहरू यसरी लडाको मात्रै होइन तर उनीहरू चाहिँ अनुभव पनि भएको मान्छे पहिला अनुभव भएका मानिसहरू थिए।
So for us, does that mean that we need to be very strong and go to the gym 7 times a week?
र भन्नुको अर्थ एकदम बलवान हुनुपर्छ र हप्तामा 7 चोटिसम्म जिममा जानुपर्छ।
No, for us it means spiritually that we need to be reading the Bible and in the scriptures daily and in prayer before the Lord.
र हामी तर त्यस्तो होइन तर हामी चाहिँ दैनिक रूपमा यसरी पवित्र शास्त्र पढ्नुपर्छ र प्रभुको अगाडि जानुपर्छ भनेको।
We just sang the song here. We all sang that if you read your Bible and you pray every day, you grow.
र हामीले एउटा गीत यसरी गर्छौँ जसरी हामी दैनिक बाइबल अध्ययन गर्यौँ भने हामी पढ्छौँ वृद्धि हुँदै जान्छौँ भनेर भनिएको छ गीतमा।
And that's where the might comes from. That's where experience comes from, is by reading the Bible and praying every day.
र त्यहीबाट चाहिँ हामीलाई शक्ति र सामर्थ्य आउँछ जहाँबाट हामी दैनिक बाइबल अध्ययन गरेर अनि पढेर हामी त्यो गर्छौँ।
If we do this, we will be mighty and experienced warriors for the Lord.
र हामी यो प्रकारले गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ हामी दैनिक यसरी यो गर्न सक्छौँ पढ्न सक्छौँ।
And the next thing that we read is that they were expert with shield and spear.
र उनीहरूकोमा चाहिँ तलवार र भालाहरू थिए भनेर भनिएको छ।
So for our day, do we need to be expert with weapons, physical weapons?
र हामीलाई चाहिँ आत्मिक लडाइहरूको यसरी हतियारहरूमा हाम्रोमा हुनुपर्छ।
The answer is no. No, we don't need to be experienced with physical weapons.
आत्मिक हैन शारीरिक भौतिक भने म चाहिँ हामी अनुभवी हुनु हुँदैन।
But what we do need to be experienced is with the Bible. We read in the New Testament that the Bible is like a sharper, actually, than a two-edged sword.
र हामी नयाँ नियममा हामी यसरी पढ्दछौँ कि पवित्र शास्त्रमा चाहिँ वचन चाहिँ दुई धारे तलवार छ एकदमै धारिलो हुन्छ भनेर भनिएको छ।
And we should be experts with the scriptures, knowing when to apply them in each case.
र हरेक ठाउँहरूमा हरेक क्षेत्रहरूमा हामी एकदमै तत्पर हुनुपर्छ।
And then also with shield, and so we read also, let's just quickly look here in Ephesians. I'll just read this briefly.
र म छोटकरीमा यसरी यहाँ एफिसीको पुस्तकमा पढ्छु।
So we would know these verses well, but in Ephesians 6,
एफिसीको 6 अध्यायमा
maybe we'll read Ephesians 6 from verse 13, and we'll just read all the way for context, all the way through verse 17.
हामी 6 अध्यायको
So Ephesians 6, 13 through 17.
13.
Therefore, take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in that evil day, and having done all, to stand firm. Stand therefore, having fastened on the belt of truth, and put on the breastplate of righteousness, and as shoes for your feet, having put on the readiness given by the gospel of peace. In all circumstances, take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all the flaming darts of the evil one, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God.
यसै कारण परमेश्वरको सारा हात हतियार उठाओ र खराब दिनमा सामना गर्न र सबै काम गरेर खडा हुन सक्ने हो। यसकारण आफ्ना कम्मर सत्यताले कसेर धार्मिकताको छाती पाता लगाएर खडा हो और ख्रिस्टमा खुट्टामा मिलापको सुसमाचारको तयारीका जुत्ता लगाओ ती बाहेक विश्वासको ढाल उठाओ जसबाट तिमीहरू दुष्टका सबै अग्निबाण निभाउन सक्ने हुनेछौ औ मुक्तिको टोप ल्याओ र आत्माको तरवार जो चाहिँ परमेश्वरको वचन हो
So in Ephesians we read also that the shield is of faith and that we extinguish the attacks of the enemy with that shield.
र यहाँ विशेष यहाँ टोपको विषयमा जो एफएसीको पुस्तकमा बताइएको छ र यसरी कुनै पनि शत्रुले आक्रमण गर्दा चाहिँ हामी त्योबाट सुरक्षित रहन सक्छौँ.
So back in 1 Chronicles 12 again with the Gadites, they were experts with the shield so of faith to withstand any attack and also with a sword which is the word of God to go on the offensive.
र हामी अघि पहिलो इतिहासमा हामीले पढ्न पायौँ कि कसरी त्यहाँ उनीहरू पनि त्यही प्रकारले सरी म मिस गरेँ I missed it.
So the first bit is to have a shield so you can withstand attack and then a sword so you can go attack.
र जो चाहिँ टोप चाहिँ हुन्छ त्योबाट चाहिँ हामी कसैले आक्रमण गर्न रोक्न सक्छौँ र तरवारले चाहिँ कसैले गरेर आक्रमण गर्न सक्छौँ.
And we read these warriors were skilled to do both those things.
हामी यो पढ्यौँ भने हामी दुईटै कुरा गर्न सक्छौँ यदि यो पढ्यौँ भने.
And we should be as well.
हामी पनि त्यस्तै हुन सक्छौँ.
And then we get into a description of what they look like.
र हामी यहाँ पढ्न सक्छौँ कि उनीहरू कस्तो के छ भन्ने कुरो देख्न सक्छौँ यहाँ.
And how they move.
अनि अगाडि कसरी बढे भन्ने कुरो देख्न सक्छौँ.
And these are not literal.
ए यस्तै प्रकारको व्यावहारिक त होइन.
But let's take a look. It says whose faces were the faces of lions.
र उनीहरूको अनुहार चाहिँ एकदम यसरी सिंहको जस्तो थियो अथवा
So again, this doesn't mean that they had the face that looked like a lion, the animal.
यो भन्नुको अर्थ यो होइन कि उनीहरूको कुनै सिंहकै जस्तो अनुहार थियो त्यो जनावरको जस्तो भन्ने त होइन.
But we can take an example of a lion and what they looked like.
र हामीले उदाहरण लिन सक्छौँ कि एउटा सिंह चाहिँ कस्तो हुन्छ भन्ने एउटा नक्सा लिन सक्छौँ.
So if we look at a lion, you think of an animal that's a king.
र यदि सिंहलाई हेऱ्यो भने चाहिँ त्यो एउटा राजाको रूपमा देख्न सक्छौँ.
He's powerful. He's somebody that you don't want to get into a fight with.
र यति साह्रो शक्तिशाली हुन्छ कि हामी उसँग लडाइँ गर्न चाहदैनौँ.
And you don't hear of a lion that turns around and runs away.
हामी यस्तो सुन्दैनौँ कि सिंह चाहिँ यसरी देखेर भाग्छ अनि कसै फर्केर भाग्छ भन्ने कुरो सुन्दैनौँ हामी.
And that's what this means here when it says the face of a lion.
र यहाँ यही कारणले यहाँ भनिएको छ एउटा सिंहको मुहार जस्तो भनेर भनिएको छ.
It doesn't mean that we're looking for an attack.
हामी यस्तो होइन कि उनीहरू आक्रमण गरेको भन्ने कुरा यहाँ हेर्दैनौँ.
But when the attack comes, we're ready and we're prepared.
र जब आक्रमण आउँछ त्यति हामी तयारी रहन्छौँ भन्ने कुरा हो यो चाहिँ.
And that's what it means when it says they had the face of a lion.
र यसै कारण यहाँ एउटा सिंहको मुहार अथवा अनुहार भनेर भनिएको छ.
The second part that we see here, the description is they were swift as gazelles on the mountains.
र उनीहरू चाहिँ एकदमै छिटो थिए भनेर जहाँ चाहिँ हिमालमा चढ्नु अथवा केही उसमा चढ्नु भनेर भनेको छ.
So you think about a mountain and running on a mountain. I don't know if anyone here has tried to run up a mountain, but it's difficult.
र कोही पनि यसरी हिमालको उकालोमा भनौँ माथि पहाडमा चढ्नुको निम्ति एकदम त्यति सजिलो हुँदैन. कसैले प्रयास गर्नु भएको छ कि?
We live in Tennessee and sometimes even hiking up mountains is difficult, just walking.
एकदमै हामी टेनेसीमा बस्छौँ र यसरी त्यो हिमालमा यसरी माथि चढ्नु गाह्रो पर्छ. हामी तर हिँड्छौँ. कुद्नु गाह्रो पर्छ तर हामी हिँड्छौँ.
But these men were swift on the mountains like gazelles.
र यिनीहरू चाहिँ एकदमै छिटो थिए त्यो पहाडमा चढ्नु पनि छिटो थिए.
So that means they were well trained. They had spent many hours training themselves.
र उनीहरूलाई चाहिँ एकदमै अभ्यास गरेको धेरै यसरी घण्टासम्म अभ्यास गरेको त बहुत पोख्त थिए उनीहरू.
And when there was something to do, they wouldn't let a mountain get in their way. They would run over it.
र उनीहरूलाई केही गर्नु पर्थ्यो भने उनीहरू कसैलाई पनि अगाडि आएको सामना गर्न तयारी थिए उनीहरू.
And sometimes in our way spiritually there are mountains.
र कतिचोटि हाम्रो आत्मिक जीवनमा पनि त्यस्तै पहाडहरू हुन्छ.
And if we allow the Lord to give us strength, we can run over those mountains.
र यदि प्रभुलाई हामीले उहाँलाई स्थान दियौँ भने त्यो हिमालबाट अथवा त्यो पहाडबाट हामी जान सक्छौँ।
So now we've read the description of these men.
र हामीले अब यो केही पढ्यौँ हामीले यो पहाडको विषयमा।
They had might, they were strong, and they were well experienced.
र उनीहरू एकदमै शक्तिशाली थिए, बहुत अनुभवी थिए भन्ने कुरो देख्छौँ यहाँ।
And we ought to be mighty and experienced in reading the Bible and in prayer.
र हामी त्यस्तै प्रकारले हामी पनि अनुभवी हुनुपर्छ, बाइबल पढ्नु, अध्ययन गर्नु, त्यहाँदेखि प्रार्थना गर्नु।
And they're expert with shield and spear.
र उनीहरू एकदमै त्यो भाला र तलवारहरूमा एकदम बहुत अभ्यास भएको थिए।
And we should be able to use the shield of faith to repel any attacks.
र कुनै पनि आक्रमणलाई हामीले आफ्नो त्यो टोपलाई प्रयोग गर्नुपर्छ।
And use a spear or a sword as a weapon against the enemy.
र आक्रमण गर्नु दुश्मनलाई आक्रमण गर्नुको लागि चाहिँ तलवार प्रयोग गर्नुपर्छ।
Which for us is the word of God.
र हाम्रो लागि चाहिँ त्यो परमेश्वरको वचन हो।
Our faith should be such that we are able to handle an attack like a lion.
र हामी पनि त्यस्तै जसरी सिंहले त्यो सिंहको जस्तो अनुहार हुनुपर्छ हामीले आक्रमणहरूलाई प्रतिकार गर्नुको निम्ति।
And we should draw strength from the Lord to be able to run across mountains.
र प्रभुसँग हामीले माग्नुपर्छ कि हामीले पहाडहरूबाट भएर जान सकौँ भनेर।
So let's go now to what they did. Let's go to verse 14. Same. First Chronicles, we'll just jump down to 14, past the names.
र हामी 12 को 14 पदमा पढ्दैछौँ। First Chronicles chapter
12, yeah, verse 14. So we'll look in the middle of verse 14. It says, the least of the Gadites, the men that we were just referring to, was a match for 100, and the greatest was for 1,000.
सेनामा गादाबेक्यहरू मुख्यहरू यिनै थिए। तिनीहरू मध्येका सबैभन्दा साना एक सबको दाँजा गर्न सक्ने र सबैभन्दा ठुला चाहिँ 1000 को दाँजा गर्न सक्ने थिए।
Each one was so well trained they could take on many more men than themselves in battle.
र उनीहरू यति सारो तयार थिए, पक्क थिए कि उनीहरूमा धेरै मान्छेहरूलाई पनि आक्रमण गर्न सक्ने थिए।
The attack of the enemy was nothing for them.
दुश्मनको आक्रमण उनीहरूको निम्ति केही जस्तो थिएन।
Not only that, we read that they, in the next verse, that they crossed the Jordan.
यहाँ हामी अर्को पदमा हामी पढ्छौँ उनीहरूले यर्दन नदी मात्रै पार गरेनन्।
So remember, the children of Israel crossed the Jordan, but the Lord parted the water for them because they could not walk through it.
र हामीलाई थाहा छ इजरायलीहरूले पनि यर्दन नदी पार तरे, तर आफै होइन, तर परमेश्वरले त्यो पानीलाई दुई फ्याक पारिदिनु भयो।
These men went through the water.
यी मानिसहरू त्यही पानीमा भएर गए।
And not just the normal flowing water, it was the first month, so it was overflowing from the rain.
त्यो पानी यस्तै साधारण थिएन, तर एकदम पहिलो महिना भएको कारणले गर्दाखेरि भेलबाढीको समय थियो र एकदम बाढी थियो त्यति बेला।
These men had strength to cross it.
उनीहरूकोमा शक्ति थियो त्यो पारी तर्नको निम्ति।
And after they crossed it, what happened?
उनीहरूले त्यो पार गरिसकेपछि के भयो त?
Did they stop and take a nap?
के त्यहाँ रोकेर फेरि सुते त?
Was their work done?
के काम सिद्धियो अब?
No, they put to flight all those in the valley. They put to flight, they chased.
अझै पनि उनीहरू खेदिरहे उनीहरूलाई।
Not just one direction, but both the east and also to the west.
एकपट्टि मात्र होइन, दुईपट्टि, पूर्व र पश्चिम दुईपट्टि गरे उनीहरूले।
These men were given strength to go across a river raging, more so than usual. And when they were done crossing it, they still had the strength to fight their enemies in two directions.
र अब त्यति मात्र होइन, उनीहरू जब त्यो नदी पार गर्न सक्ने उनीहरूलाई शक्ति दिएको थियो, पार गरे। त्यति मात्र होइन, पार गरेर पनि उनीहरूले दुई दिशामा आक्रमण गर्नेहरूलाई प्रतिकार गर्न सक्ने थिए।
This is what the power of the Lord can do for us.
र परमेश्वरको शक्तिले यही हाम्रो निम्ति पनि गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ।
He can give us strength to go against things as the waters here and still have strength to come out the other side and battle.
र यही प्रकारले जसरी पानीमा भएर जानु सक्ने र त्यहाँदेखि पछाडि अझै पनि लड्न सक्ने शक्ति हामीलाई पनि दिनुहुन्छ।
We read about these men and their accomplishments.
उनीहरूले गरेको काम, पुरा गरेको कामलाई हामीले यहाँ सिद्ध्याएको कामलाई हामीले हेर्यौँ भने
And if we just read that and that's all the scriptures gave us, we would think it was a great army.
र यहाँ हामी के पढ्न सक्छौँ त्यहाँ धेरै सेनाहरू थिए भन्ने देख्छौँ
We would think certainly there were hundreds of these men or even thousands
र यहाँ हजारौँ थिए भन्ने हामी पढ्छौँ
that were so well trained and were able to take on people in the valley to both directions and cross rivers and attack great multitudes.
र यिनीहरू यति शक्तिशाली थिए दुईपट्टि दिशामा आक्रमण गरेर अनि धेरैजनालाई परास्त गर्ने शक्ति उनीहरूमा थियो
But we read there were only 11.
हामी देख्छौँ तर उनीहरू मात्र 11 जना मात्रै थिए
It was only 11 men that were able to do all of this.
यो सबै गर्नु चाहिँ केवल 11 जनाले मात्र गर्न सके
And sometimes we think that we are small in number.
कतिचोटि हामी सम्झिन्छौँ हामी थोरै छौँ भन्ने सोच्छौँ
Or maybe if we just had a few more people or a few more Christians that would come help, then we would be better off.
हामीलाई यस्तो लाग्छ कि अलिक अझै केही आइडिया हुन्थ्यो र हामी राम्रोसँगले गर्न सक्थ्यौँ भन्ने हाम्रो सोच हुन सक्छ
But we can be encouraged from these men that even if there's only a few, only 11,
तर पनि हामी थोरै 11 जना भए पनि हामी उनीहरूबाट उत्साहित हुन सक्छौँ
that the Lord can use them for great things.
ताकि प्रभुले धेरै उच्च कामहरूको निम्ति प्रयोग गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ
And that's the same for us today.
र हाम्रो निम्ति पनि आज यही कुरा लागू हुन्छ
It's not just maybe 11, it might be fewer.
सायद 11 मात्र होइन त्यहाँदेखि कम्ती पनि हुन सक्छ
But the Lord can still use us if we allow Him to.
र यदि हामीले उहाँलाई ठाउँ दियो भने हामीलाई प्रयोग गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ अझै पनि
There is no way that these men would have this description or that they would have been able to accomplish all these things if it were not for the Lord's help.
र यदि हामी उनीहरू प्रभुबाटको सहयोग थिएन भने यो मानिसहरूले पनि उनीहरूको कामहरू पुरा गर्न सक्ने थिएनन्
And the same it is for us.
त्यही हाम्रो लागि पनि त्यही छ
If we allow the Lord to work through us, if we are in the scriptures reading and praying, He will use us.
र यदि हामीले प्रभुलाई हाम्रो ठाउँ दियौँ र पवित्र शास्त्र पढ्यौँ र उहाँले हामीलाई निश्चय नै प्रयोग गर्नुहुन्छ
Maybe we be encouraged this morning to listen to the Lord and to follow Him as He would lead us.
हामी अब यो बिहानीमा उहाँले हामीलाई यसरी प्रयोग गर्न सकेको हुन् र हामीले उहाँलाई जग्गा दिन सकौँ
Thank you.
धन्यवाद